Hi guys, David here with another science update. So today we're going to talk about the connection between COVID-19 and UV. So I know there's been a lot of controversy about this topic in the past, and I'm not really interested in getting into that, but what we're going to do is talk about a new scientific preprint, which is to say a scientific article which hasn't yet gone through peer review on the topic of the removal of SARS-CoV-2 through a combination of filtration and UV irradiation. The reason why I think this article is important is that it may have important implications when it comes to opening up again in certain areas, especially when it comes to shared airspaces such as schools and hospitals and public libraries and really any other place like that. So the article says the removal of airborne SARS-CoV-2 and other microbial bioaerosols by air filtration on COVID-19 surge units. So it's a very simple study, but I think it's pretty informative and powerful. What they did was they basically put different air filters in a ward that had beds with people suffering from COVID-19 who were symptomatic and everything. And they measured the amount of microbes and the type of microbes in the air on days where they had the filter running and on days they didn't have the filter running. So you can see here in this first figure that they have, here's a ward, you can see the little beds there, this is a footprint, and then this is where they put one of these units. It's a combination HEPA, which stands for high efficiency particulate air filter. So they have this HEPA filter, but it also has UV radiation in it, so it's irradiating the air that passes through with ultraviolet. And then you have this other ward, they have just a different design. It's the same kind of combination HEPA and UV filter, and you can see they have the filter here in the corner. And then the key figure shows days that the filters were off versus days that the filters were on. And you can see here on the y-axis is the amount, and then the little symbols and colors show the different types of bioaerosols detected. So there's different types of bacteria aerosols, and then there's also, you can see the pink circles are the SARS-CoV-2. So you can see that when the filters were off, they detect all kinds of bacteria and fungi and viruses in the air. And then on the days the filters were on, there was almost nothing. They really had, they found there was some fungi still in the air, but there was no SARS-CoV-2 and there was also no bacteria. And then you see here, this is the total bioaerosol count. So this is the breakdown of everything. First of all, on days where the air filter was off, there's just a ton of microbial activity in the air. And then to the days the filter is on, there's almost nothing. And you can see that SARS-CoV-2, it's shown in yellow here, is completely absent on the days that the air filter's on. So this article from the FDA says that UVC radiation is known disinfectant for air, water, and non-porous surfaces. It can also effectively be used to reduce the spread of bacteria such as tuberculosis, and that UVC radiation has been shown to destroy the outer protein coating of the SARS coronavirus, which is a different virus from the current SARS-CoV-2 virus. So it's in the past, it has been demonstrated to be able to inactivate the original SARS-CoV virus, and it also might be effective in inactivating the SARS-CoV-2 virus, which, at least according to this website, this hasn't been updated. I don't know if it's been confirmed or not. Okay, so I was able to find one of the filters that they actually used online, and I'll include a link to it. But what I wanted to find out is what wavelength of UV. There's UVA, UVB, and UVC. And UVC is the one that the FDA has said is capable of destroying SARS viruses and probably the COVID-19 virus as well. And I just wanted to confirm that, okay, they actually used UVC in this air purification study. So this probably wouldn't work with like a standard UV lamp or anything like that. But this is actually UVC, which is the highest energy form of UV light. Now I wanted to see if there were good reasons why you shouldn't buy a UV air purifier. And I found this website. This is actually from a website that sells HEPA filters, so there's definitely a conflict of interest there, but nonetheless, we'll say that they consider UV purifiers to be questionable in terms of safety, And they said the biggest issue with UV purifiers is that they emit various levels of ozone. Even very small amounts of ozone in the air may result in chest pain, coughing, shortness of breath, and throat irritation. And the UVC radiation itself is also a concern if improperly handled. It's dangerous. You could damage your eyes. And also it says that special training and equipment are required to use UVC technology safely. In fact, the World Health Organization has issued a warning against people using UV light to sterilize their hands or any other part of their skin. So I think this is worth bringing up, but just because it looks like UVC radiation may be good in an air filter to incapacitate SARS virus, it doesn't mean that you should try to come in contact with it or that it's healthy in any way. It's still very dangerous and detrimental to your health if improperly handled. So this paper has not been peer-reviewed yet, and I think that if it does get peer-reviewed, which presumably it will, one of the major problems with the study design, in my mind, is that they didn't actually test the efficacy of just a HEPA filter or just a UV. So both of their filters they have combine the HEPA filter with the ultraviolet radiation, but they don't look at them independently. So this isn't necessarily a study that's going to help us really unpack the mechanism of how this works. All it's showing is comparing using a HEPA filter plus UV versus not using anything at all. Now, it does look from their study that if you use a HEPA filter plus UV in the kind of setting where there would be tons of SARS-CoV-2 virus in the air, like this is a surge ward during the pandemic, it's actually super effective at taking the SARS out of the air, the SARS-CoV-2 virus out of the air, as well as other microbes. But I would really love to know how much of this is the HEPA filter and how much of this is the UV light. So anyway, I hope you found this information helpful. My hope is that if this can be confirmed, that this could be a really useful tool in terms of being put in schools and of course hospitals, which it already is probably. But I really think that this could be something that could make a big difference in terms of the safety as people open up more and more across the globe. So thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, I hope that you'll like and subscribe and join me again in the future soon. Bye.